What's Cleetus McFarland hiding from us? You might think you know everything about him, but there's a side of his story that's been kept quiet. From the moment he stepped into the spotlight, he seemed open, but what we found out goes way beyond what he ever shared. So let's dive in and uncover the truth. Cleetus McFarland wasn't born with a wrench in his hand, but it didn't take long. Garrett Mitchell, aka Cleetus, grew up in Nebraska, where most kids were riding bikes and watching cartoons, but not this guy. He was already dreaming about burnouts and big blocks before he could spell horsepower. And when he wasn't in school, he was under the hood of whatever junkyard relic he could get his hands on. While his friends were saving up for PlayStations, Cleetus was hunting Craigslist for carburetors. His first car? A 1994 Ford Crown Victoria? And instead of just driving it, he turned it into a rolling science experiment with nitrous and bald tires. He didn't start out wanting to be a YouTuber. He went to college for law. Law. Imagine Cleetus in a courtroom instead of on a drag strip. That's like strapping a jet engine to a lawnmower and asking it to cut grass. But then fate took the wheel. He filmed a viral video, screamed "freedom" into a GoPro, and boom! The lawyer dreams were gone faster than a turbo spool. Garrett ditched the tie, threw on some American flag shades, and gave birth to Cleetus McFarland. Part driver, part content machine, all red-blooded horsepower hero. And just like that, Nebraska's quiet car kid became the internet's loudest engine whisperer. Before Cleetus McFarland was doing donuts and supercharged Corvettes, he was a kid with a camera and a dream. And by dream, we mean crashing RC planes into cornfields at Make 10. In 2009, while the rest of the internet was still figuring out how to upload cat videos, Garrett Mitchell was already building an empire, one shaky GoPro shot at a time. He was nerding out over remote control boats and flying drones before drones were even cool. And then something clicked. He started filming real cars. Loud ones. Ones that shot flames and guzzled fuel like it was sweet tea. The RC toys got shelved, and the horsepower addiction took over. His channel didn't just grow, it exploded like a nitrous backfire in a Walmart parking lot. The views started rolling in. Garrett had gone from that guy filming planes to that dude with the 1,000 horsepower mullet machine. And just like that, the Cleetus McFarland character was born. Sunglasses, bald eagles, bald tires, and all. Most 24-year-olds are figuring out rent. Bought a racetrack. No, seriously. In 2020, while the world was panic buying toilet paper, this madman dropped $2.2 million on an abandoned speedway in Florida like it was a Hot Wheels toy set. DeSoto Speedway wasn't just old, it was rotting. Straight out of a zombie movie. But Cleetus looked at the cracked asphalt, broken bleachers, and overgrown pit lanes and saw freedom. He rolled up with a camera crew, a vision, and more energy than a nitro-fueled lawnmower on Red Bull. The Freedom Factory was born. Part racetrack, part YouTube Disneyland. And in true Cleetus fashion, the first thing he did wasn't fix the bathrooms. It was throw the sketchiest burnout contest of all time. The crowd went wild. The internet lost its mind. And suddenly, Cleetus didn't just own the track. He owned the moment. Oh, you thought it stopped at cars. When Cleetus isn't melting tires or launching engines sky high, he's literally flying above us. Licensed pilot, ha baby. Not just for airplanes, but helicopters too. This man doesn't just chase speed, he ascends to it. 1 minute he's sideways at 130 miles per hour. The next he's cruising at 10,000 feet in a single prop beast with freedom roaring through his headset. And no, he didn't get his pilot's license to flex. He did it because walking is too slow. This side of Cleetus doesn't get much screen time, but it's 100% real. Aviation isn't just a hobby. It's another engine in his non-stop lifestyle. Ground, sky, or internet. There's no terrain this dude won't dominate. Cleetus McFarland. Proof that gravity, common sense, and boring lives can all take a backseat. Meet Leroy. Not a dude, not a dog, but the most naked, rowdiest, fire-breathing exoskeleton of American engineering you've ever seen. A Corvette C5 stripped down to its bones. No body panels, no doors, no shame. Just an exo cage, a monster engine, and the will to melt tires on command. Cleetus didn't just build a car, he birthed a legend. Leroy is the mechanical version of showing up to a tuxedo party shirtless, chugging Mountain Dew, and still being the life of the event. Fans lost their minds. Drag strips trembled. Leroy went on to smash records and meme its way into automotive history. And when Leroy launched down the track with flames spitting from the hood and Cleetus yelling, "Let's go!" that wasn't just YouTube content. That was freedom in motion. This wasn't a car build. It was a full-blown movement. Now imagine this. Cleetus McFarland, the burnout king of YouTube, behind the wheel of a high-flying stadium supertruck. It's 2022, Long Beach Grand Prix. The engines are roaring, fans are screaming, and Cleetus is doing the unthinkable. Not just keeping up, but leading the pack. On the final lap, he's ahead. Victory is right there. Life isn't a straight line, especially when you're airborne in a 1,200-pound beast. One final jump, one wild landing, one heart-stopping spin-out, and boom! He loses it in the last seconds. Nah, it was epic. It proved what fans already knew. Cleetus wasn't just a YouTube guy anymore, he was a real-deal racer, throwing down with the best and nearly stealing the show on his first try. That spin-out? Just the trailer for what's coming next. Fast forward to 2025, and Cleetus isn't just playing around in the pit lane. He's out there throwing elbows with the big boys in the Arc de Menards series. Suit up, helmet on, numbered. 30 Ford roaring to life under Rhett Jones Racing. First race? Top 10. Second race? Top 10. You already know. This dude showed up part-time and started dunking on full-time drivers. It's like dropping a meme lord into NASCAR and watching him lap the field while live streaming it with a bald eagle on his shoulder. People thought he was just an internet entertainer, but Cleetus raced like his mullet depended on it. The ARCA world wasn't ready, but they better get used to it, because Cleetus isn't slowing down. He's only getting started. In 2021, Cleetus didn't just lock down another engine build, he locked down true love. Garrett Mitchell married Madison Lutz, and together they became the first couple of freedom-fueled horsepower. We're talking burnouts and brunch. Probably smelled like race fuel and champagne. They lived just a burnout away from the Freedom Factory, where date nights might involve welding headers or tuning turbos at midnight. And don't get it twisted, Madison isn't just tagging along, she's right there in the thick of it, helping Cleetus turn chaos into content. In a world where influencers date ring lights, Cleetus married a ride or die who knows the difference between a torque wrench and a TikTok filter. By 2025, Garrett Mitchell, better known by his internet alter ego Cleetus McFarland, was no longer just sending it down drag strips. He was sending it straight to the bank. With a net worth between $1.7 and $2 million and climbing faster than a Turbo LS on launch control, Cleetus did what no business school textbook could ever predict. He monetized freedom, and not the buzzword kind. We're talking bald eagle screeching, mullet blowing in the wind freedom. How? By turning every burnout, every zip-tied miracle, every fried piston into a full-blown enterprise. Let's break it down. YouTube ads? He's pulling more than just pennies from pre-rolls. He's cashing in big, thanks to a rabid fan base that treats every upload like it's the Super Bowl. And merch, don't even get us started. Freedom Factory shirts, Cleater gear, do it for Dale flags. It's a digital stampede the moment he drops anything. People aren't just buying t-shirts, they're buying into the lifestyle. He could slap his face on a roll of duct tape and it'd be out of stock in an hour. Add in sponsors from the motorsports world, add partners who get the Cleetus vibe, and collaborations with brands that wish they had his kind of reach. It's a six-figure symphony on repeat. But the cherry on top? The Freedom Factory. That once abandoned track he bought with nothing but guts, duct tape, and a dream? It now prints money. Events like the 2.4 Hours of Le Mullets, the Freedom 500, and full-on Cleetus and Cars festivals bring in tens of thousands of fans and their wallets. From tickets to concessions to live stream access, he's created a motorsports Disneyland, fueled by Red Bull and rev limiters. While most YouTubers are begging for brand deals, Cleetus built a self-sustaining empire, all while wearing Pit Viper shades and shotgunning Mountain Dew at 9 a.m. on a Tuesday. Now let's talk about something the racing establishment didn't see coming. Cleetus McFarland in NASCAR, not as a commentator, but as a full-throttle, red-blooded disruptor with a GoPro in one hand and the internet in the other. This wasn't some polite crossover. This was like watching a bald eagle crash through a boardroom window during a PowerPoint presentation. NASCAR didn't call him up. He showed up uninvited, unfiltered, and undeniably unstoppable. The traditional NASCAR world runs on order, sponsors, media days, and crisp PR releases. Cleetus runs on chaos, carnage, and content that slaps harder than a two-step launch at 3 a.m. It worked. His fans didn't just follow him, they invaded the NASCAR space. Grandstands filled with dudes in tank tops, waving mullet flags and yelling, "Let her rip," during warm-ups. The vibe went from corporate to carnival overnight. Drivers and teams took notice. Suddenly, the old question, how do we attract younger fans? Give Cleetus a helmet and let the man eat. But here's the twist, he's not just a meme. The dude can drive. Whether it's a stock car or a stripped-down Crown Vic with an attitude problem, Cleetus knows how to throw down. He brought grit, guts, and a goofball smile to a sport that was starving for personality. His racing may not be polished, but it's real. And in the age of viral everything, real beats perfect every time. So while other drivers are polishing their image for brand managers, Cleetus is polishing off another energy drink, firing up the jet boat and thinking, what if we turbocharge two Crown Vics and run them head-to-head on a dirt oval? What started as a meme is now a movement. NASCAR fans are no longer just watching the races, they're feeling them again. And that's because Cleetus McFarland didn't just join the sport, he rebooted it.